Hello everyone, welcome back to Roll Adventure, the one game where I made one of my d20s a mimic and I don't remember which, and I'm terrified. I'm your Dungeon Master, Zalora. Thank you all for coming again for episode 11, Castle Siege Part 2. Why don't we go over who the players are? D?
Oh, hi, I'm D. I play Teo in Roll Adventure, and I am currently wrestling with the fact that my D4 is shaped weird, so it shows me its blank butt when I roll it. Toss it over to Briston.
Hi, I'm Briston. Did you say who you play? I don't know. I'm wrestling a dog right now.
Oh,
I don't know if you have formalized our introductions yet.
Okay, yeah, I'm like, I
No,
don't
we're
know.
still
I'm
working on that.
distracted. I'm Briston. I'm wrestling a dog. I play Persephone, a water genasi sorcerer, and she was really scared of the water last time. So
It tells us something bad is out there.
James.
What's up? I'm James. I play Xylar, the ranger. And all my dice today are rolling ones and zeros, because they're digital. Jace.
Hi, I'm Jace. I play Ezreal, the cleric. And everyone's saying something about their dice, so I have a small die.
Aww.
Nice.
Hey, Josie.
Hi, I am Josie. I play Eladine, our fire genasi. I've only rolled my dice once today, and it was a 20, so I'm the most lucky player here today.
All right. Well, that ties everything. With that, a quick little recap. Last session, the party began their assault on the cult of the Broken Fist, their castle. They chose to go directly through the front door, utilizing the invitation they were given from the Dying Gazer when they were in the Choker Cave. Upon arriving, they were escorted by more of the twisted goblinoids, the Dolgons and the Dolgrims, and they met Belks, the goblin warlord who took over the entirety of this goblin civilization on this planet, utilizing the artifact, which is now what his arm is. He showed off his power, in which he fused two goblins together to form a new Dolgrim, and offered the party the same taste of power if they bring him more of the artifacts, and together they can take over the planet and beyond. The party totally accepted the offer and left, only to speak with Tyrannus, one of the few bugbears remaining, who wishes revenge against Belks for essentially killing his kin in the clan.
Mm-hmm.
So the party snuck back in, utilizing Tyrannus's mutiny, and now that is where the scene opens. The party just climbed back into the castle and are now in the quarters of this castle where most of the goblins slept. Tyrannus was there waiting for you, and he informed you that the word has spread, and that the moment the fighting starts in the throne room where Belks and his royal guard are, Tyrannus will lead the rest of the goblins who are not loyal to Belks to tie up the rest of the cult, to essentially give you guys a fight without reinforcements. But that's where the party stands now. You are in the quarters. They are disgusting. They smell bad. They smell like goblin. But it's also quiet. When you came into the castle, there was just kind of like the murmur of activity. When you came to the castle an hour or two ago, there's the murmur activity of multiple goblins, the feeling of being watched everywhere. That feeling is gone. It's eerily and unsettlingly quiet for a castle that is supposed to contain a cult of goblinoids.
They left too soon.
Yeah, that's kind of scary. But we have our mission.
Yeah.
All that's left are the abominations to fight.
Yeah, hopefully. I say we head in blazing kind of a thing. Does anyone have like spells or anything you want to get ready beforehand?
Hmm.
I don't know. It depends on your spells. So, is there rocks around us?
Yeah, there's piles of rubble. You can grab a handful of smaller rocks.
Okay, cool.
This castle is in extreme disrepair.
Nice. No, I've got this spell catapult that I've just never really used.
Catapult's one of my favorite spells.
And it's like you have to have an object in around you, and I'm like, okay.
I will say, if you don't want to carry gross goblin rubble in your pockets, there's enough rubble about that you could be able to use catapult. I've also, and this is a house ruling, smaller weapons like daggers and hand axes can also be the target of catapult.
I have so many of those. I don't remember the word I was thinking of, so never mind. We put them in my inventory as daggers, but they're actually wooden. The things you stab vampires with.
Stakes.
Stakes.
Wooden stakes.
Yeah, that didn't work.
I have a bunch of those I can catapult. Hell yeah.
That's just a crossbow.
Our cat being a bitch.
Gonna Buffy it up in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a mini railgun crossbow now.
That's true.
Alright.
All right. Also, the map is active if everyone wants to go there and use it.
Yep.
I went ahead and fog awarded the rest of the map, so we are not confused.
And
Because you guys more or less
I
explored
wanna
the
be
rest
like
of the castle.
sneaking in to end up over here-ish.
You want to be
You-
the first one?
You have a feeling that Tyrannus did his job to give you guys an access. Because
Okay.
you don't need to really stealth.
I don't
Why?
super need to stealth. Nobody's really here.
Yeah, it's quiet.
I'm cool.
Here,
I'm
I'll hold
heading in.
this side, you hold that side, we got this. What could go wrong?
I'll
Nothing
be
with
here
us
for
in the lead.
Sniping distance.
It's gonna be like the time I opened that door and almost died. Wait, you've opened a door and I opened a door early on. Remember the water tank thing?
This is
Demon.
true.
So, it's not just you.
It's a
How can I
Ganassi
not-
thing.
Yeah.
That's what I was about to say.
They're just not used to doors.
Doors are not a cultural thing in Ganassi culture.
What is a door?
You motherfucker.
Ezreal, do you want to come with us?
Who's doing that measuring? I
Yes.
see that.
I am. And it's unfortunate that there's no line of sight until here.
Yeah.
Are you guys doing
Alright.
any stealth? Or are you just walking?
As
Yes.
we go into the room, I think yes. I want to sneak up on these Dolgrams.
Alright, then go ahead and make a stealth check.
17.
Okay.
Well, that's a nat 20 plus 3.
Nice.
Alright. First off, are you rolling stealth?
Yes. Sorry.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh,
Oh, it's a
no,
10. It's a
girl.
10. I have a plus
Okay,
5. It's
okay.
a 10.
I rolled a 4.
Oh no.
I rolled a nat 1.
Some of us were quiet.
Listen, we got
Look,
both
I rolled a 5
sides.
and I just happened to have a plus 5. I forgot that I'm really stealthy.
You just happen to have really good sneakers.
And really bad sneakers.
And also really bad sneakers.
Unfortunately, those knockoff sneakers came back to bite you in the ass.
Yeah.
I think
What
Taylor's
you get for
smelling
buying
this,
off
how bad
brand.
the smell is and sneezed.
Let's see. Unfortunately, Teo, he rolled under the Dolgrim's perceptions, and they notice you. But they're not hostile, because when you left, you had to deal with belts.
Oh yeah.
So they simply look around, they look to each other, all four faces, and they just kind of beckon you guys in.
Why are you here?
They have a weird look. You know, it's hard to tell their facial expression because it's so messed up and molded together. But you feel like there's a bit of a confusion. Like, why are you guys skulking about? You're welcome guests, and they beckon you in.
Did they pick at all of us or just me? Was I the only one they noticed?
Well, they see Teo, and then it kind of, you know, their eyes tracked. They see you,
Right.
Teo. They beckon you in.
Damn, okay. Y'all want to head in?
Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Let's just go in.
It's my bad, my shoes.
Wikis.
You got
Do we wanna go
you got the
in?
you got the ground shacks instead of the Air Jordans.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna come here in the middle, I guess. And
Are you bringing
Tim
Tim Tam?
Tam.
There you go. Okay.
No, save him.
Alright.
Let him live to tell our story.
I don't know. I don't use him in battle very often, so
Okay. All right. Belks looks up from a document he's reading. The Dolgon still standing guard, but that's the bottom of the Xars. He looks at me. He has a confused look before he affects that same dry smirk again. You're back so soon. Did you already achieve an artifact? It's been hours.
we didn't discuss.
We
this.
left our
Yeah, we left this, and then I catapult a stake at him.
All right.
We're just going right in?
I'm for it.
Let's
Let's
go.
Why
go.
the fuck not? I don't know.
Let's go!
Let's go.
All right. He needs to make a dex save, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a deck save. Instantaneous.
He rolled a 12.
Oh, great. It's a 13, so.
All right. Go ahead and roll the damage, and then we'll roll initiative.
Which one's my D8? Okay, so that's a. No, that's a 10. Where's my D8? What's a D8 look like, y'all?
Got
It
8
has
on it?
inside.
It looks like a
diamond.
2 pyramids.
It looks like diamonds.
Yeah.
Cool. It's cool. I can.
It looks like this. It looks like a D4 stacked on top of each other.
Yeah.
Why can I not? Cool.
Oh, that's gonna eat up a lot of your RAM on
Yeah,
that one.
7 damage.
All
I
right.
legit can't find my D8. I think. Oh, I found it now. It's in a completely different spot. So,
Damage.
yeah.
You say that, and you catapult the stake out, and it strikes him like dead in the chest, and he looks down. You see black goblin blood coming out. He pulls it out, and he looks up. I should have known. And as soon as that happens, you see the rest of his royal guard jump into action. Everyone,
Yeah.
roll initiative.
I got a dirty 20.
Okay.
Good, you'll get the catapult again.
I got an 8.
Yo, twins.
11.
Oh.
Maybe
16.
I tried different die.
Start combat. Then Tim Tam. He's gonna remove
No.
I chose never made a
the
locked in
tracker.
face for Teo.
Alright. One moment. And hold on, just make sure I got my stat blocks. Okay. Alright. Start of the order. Gazer B actually is first. They're going to move forward, swoop on down to Elodie. D4s. If I can find my D4s. Alright. Alright, it's going to use a Dazing Ray on you first, Elodie. Go ahead and give me a Wisdom saving throw.
Alright. Dirty, or nat 20.
Nice.
You feel your mind get all muddled, but you manage to shake it off, no problem. Second is a Frost Ray. Make a Dex save.
17 plus 1, 18.
Alright, you succeed. Another one comes
Yeah, I-
out from its other eye,
Great
and it
rolls
just
today.
zoom, a frost line right in front of your feet that quickly melts.
Thank God.
Next in order, Elodie. You're up.
Awesome. I'm going to Burning Hands this gazer.
Okay.
It Dex save.
What's the range of Burning Hands?
Self up to 15-foot cone. I can do the them in front of me, 15 feet.
You'll hit Gazer B to Dolgaunt and Belks.
Okay, cool. It's a dex saving throw for all of them.
Okay. So here's the Gazer save. Rolled a 9.
Get it.
Okay, they fail.
Here is the Dolgaunt save. Rolled an 18.
Damn you.
Saved.
Here's Belks' save. He rolled a 13.
If they meet, they save.
Yeah, they beat.
Okay. So he saved then. So 2 saved, 1 didn't. It's a
Alright.
3d6 fire damage. So 3, 2, so 5, 7 damage again. Half that for the 2 that succeeded.
So Gazer takes 7, Dolgaunt and Bex will take 3. The Dolgaunt and Belk seem pretty unfazed, but the Gazer is looking bad.
Good.
that-
And then
Oh,
can Tim Tam do anything? He can bite. Yeah, he's gonna come up and bite the gazer.
Alright, yeah, maybe I'd use your bonus action to command your pet to do something next turn. Or on this turn.
Oh,
Just right after yours.
okay.
I don't often use like familiars in combat, so I don't know.
Me either. It's just I'm like, oh wait, I can, so why not?
Is he sentient? Would he know to just go ah, 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 and bite?
It says
I think that-
For the
actions:
ankle?
bite, melee weapon attack, +4 to hit, reach
I
5
think it's
foot, one creature.
Yeah, I think it's a thing of you command him what to do with your bonus action. Otherwise, he just takes the dodge
It's-
action on his turn.
He
Cool.
poisons them.
Cool.
All right.
I rolled a 9 plus 4.
All right.
Hmm.
So you commanded Tim
13
Tam
to-
to bite the gazer. Okay.
Just the gazer in front of me, yeah.
Okay.
So that's
What'd you
13
roll?
to hit.
13 just hits.
Nice. So the target must succeed a DC 10 Constitution saving throw or be poisoned for 1 minute.
It rolled a 9.
Okay, so it failed. If the saving throw fails by 5 or more, the target is instead poisoned for DC for 5. Okay, so yeah, it's just 1 minute that he's poisoned.
Okay. But was there any damage?
And then that's it, I guess. No
There's
damage.
Just poison.
Well, it says 1d10, but that's the poisoned for 5 minutes and unconscious while poisoned in this way. So really, it just poisons him for a minute for 6 rounds. So that's the damage he takes.
So roll the poison with it.
Wait, which
Timer would have you.
homunculus are you looking at? Because the infusion homunculus doesn't actually have a bite attack like that.
Oh, that's the issue of a difference. Let's look at the correct thing
Yeah.
then. I'm so sorry,
it's
guys.
right on your character sheet under extras should be the right homunculus servant for artificers.
Okay.
And it's actually a better homunculus servant because they get buffed for minus.
Oh,
master.
Force Strike, ranged weapon attack, +4 to hit, 30. I can hit 1d4 plus 2 force damage. Okay, that's better. 2 plus 2 is 4 damage. I like that better than poison.
Yeah, 4 damage.
I was just like, this
Tim
doesn't
Tam
really
comes
mix.
up and just thwops the gazer bee. It's a weird thing watching 2 tiny creatures fight midair like this, but Tim Tam's now dogfighting the gazer. The gazer looks really bad.
Oh.
Alright, that is yours and Tim Tam's turn.
Yep.
Gazer A is active. It's going to come right for Persephone.
Okay.
It's going to do its little eye raise. Reroll duplicates. Okay. So first... Persephone, give me a strength save, please.
A 22? 19
Alright.
plus 3 is 22, right?
Correct.
Yeah. The gazer, one of its eye rays come towards you, and you can feel like it's trying to lift you with telekinesis, but you manage to, broaden your stance and you hold. Next, give me a
Okay.
wisdom save.
An 8? Yeah. That's a 7. That's a 1. Okay.
It hits you with a fear ray. You are now frightened as beam hits you, and then you look around and your vision kind of darkens, except entirely on the gazer, and you watch as the gazer grows in massive size. Its slavering toad-like jaws coming right for you. You are frightened until the start of its next turn. When you are frightened, you cannot willingly move closer to the source of fear, being the gazer, and you have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of fear is within line of sight. And this will last until
Okay.
the gazer's next turn. Alright. As it's turn, Teo, you're up.
Okay, I guess if we're going in guns a blazing, I'm gonna start Eldritch Blasting.
Alright.
Okay, I'm going to blast the Dolgaunt.
Okay.
Okay. Does a 18 hit?
Yes, however, as you throw your Eldritch Blast, you see Belks raise the artifact arm, and you see like a red psionic shield, boom, and the Eldritch Blast smashes and scatters against that shield on the Dolgaunt.
Okay, I know what I'm gonna do next then.
Okay.
I'm going to summon a what did I call it again? A tentacle.
Yeah.
Astral tentacle. Right behind Bulks, and have it swing at him. Let's see.
Tentacle time.
Does a 14 hit Bulks?
A 14 does not hit Belks.
Oh, damn.
He puts that shield up, and then you throw a tentacle, and he looks behind, and he steps to the side as it thwacks down and leaves a small dent in the stone steps.
Okay, and then I'm going to take one small step back to get back into sniping range and to try to take a lay of what's going on around me.
Alright. The Dolgrums are up next. Dolgrum B is going to approach you, Xyler. It has a shield and a mace, and it kind of bangs the mace on the shield as it starts swinging it at you.
Oh, damn.
I'm just going to roll all 3 attacks at once with the Morning Star. That is going to be a 22 to hit.
22 hits.
That's going to be a 17 to hit.
17 hit.
That's going to be a 19 to hit.
19 hits. It's nice knowing you all.
I'm going to roll all the damage dice together at once, so if it's a big number, that's why, so don't be scared.
No, I get you.
That's going to be 6, 12, 17, 23 damage as he just 3-hit combos you with the mace.
Okay.
Jesus.
Well, damn.
Christ.
It's safe to say I'm bloodied. What did we forget?
Alright, Dolgrim A.
I have health
is going-
potions.
Dolgrim A is going to pull the hand crossbow out and then 3 bolts with its other hand and start loading them. He's going to shoot one at Eladine. That's going to be an 8 to hit.
Misses.
Another one at Eladine. That's going to be a 12 to hit.
Misses.
And another one at Eladine. It's going to be a 7 to hit. What the? Xyler, you're cursed, my guy.
Yeah, I gotta get away from here.
Elodine is
Alright.
blessed.
That is the Dolgrum's turn. It is now Belks' turn. Alright. Belks kind of looks lay of land from the top of the thing. He holds the artifact arm up, flicks the wrist, and you see 3 psychic blades form above his head. And he points his finger out, and they all zip towards 3 targets. One goes to Persephone.
Okay.
It's going to be a 10 to hit.
No, does not hit.
One goes to Teo. That's going to be a 24 to hit.
That hits.
You are going to take 9 psychic damage.
Wait.
And you will subtract a d4 from the next attack roll or saving throw you make before the end of Belks' next turn.
A D4?
A d4, yeah, from next attack roll or saving throw.
Okay.
And then
Teo
the
is
third
also
one,
bloodied.
and the third one is going for Eladin.
Mm.
That is going to be an 11 to hit.
Misses.
Alright, and then next up is the Dolgon's turn. The Dolgon steps down here. One of the tentacles of its back is going to lash towards Eladine.
Oof.
That's going to be a 23 to hit.
Ooh.
Okay, fine, that one hit.
You're going to take 10 bludgeoning damage, and you are grappled.
Grappled, rude.
Okay. And then it pulls you in, and give me a Constitution saving throw.
That's a 5 total.
You're going to take an additional 15 necrotic damage
Oh.
as it vitality drains you. Yeah.
So you know how we were like
Then
making
you-
fun of you
I'm-
during the tracker thing of like that?
Bloodied.
Yeah. We should remember that lies. In all seriousness.
And then the Dolgon also heals from that vitality drain, so you feel the little bit of damage from your burning hands. That burnt skin is revived.
They do that.
Rude.
They do that.
They do that.
Then that's gonna be its turn. Ezreal, you're up.
Okay. First of all, I was thinking of casting Shield of Faith on Xylar.
Okay.
Okay. I can do another spell because I think so. because
Yeah, I have
Shield of
the- I
Faith
have
is
the
bonus
house rule.
action, right?
Yeah, I don't know if I told you guys,
Yeah.
but just as a reminder, I have the house rule that if you have the action economy to support it, you can cast multiple leveled spells a turn.
Great.
So
Ooh.
Shield of Faith is a leveled spell on a bonus action, and you cast another leveled spell on an action. Just know that it uses your resources faster.
Okay, and let's see.
You need to remember I have
I
shield.
do want to cast another spell. I just don't know which. I think I'm. Why not Guiding Bolt on what's he called? Belks.
Oh.
Guiding Bolt, and I want to cast it. I want to upcast it so on second level.
Excellent.
Okay, that would be a. That is a 20 hit.
20 hits.
Okay. I don't. That would be. Five, six, okay. 20 radiant damage.
Damn, nice.
This is why it says it's easy.
Yeah.
It's forgetting how strong
Yeah.
our strong players are.
Just have to hit.
From the mist of your party, you make yourself known. Your eyes flare your divine energy. You launch the guiding bolt out. It strikes Belk square in the chest, and he takes a step back. He is not bloodied, but he's looking at it. And his entire body is now ignited with divine light, making the next attack against him easier.
That's my turn.
Is that your turn? Alright. Gazer C is up. Belk shouts commands in that language again you don't know, and the Gazer swoops right for Ezreal.
Rude. How dare he?
You don't speak Goblinoid, but you have a feeling that maybe the word is go for the fucking healers! It comes the eye raise. First, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, Ezreal.
Okay. 16.
That frost ray zips across the ground. You manage to sidestep it enough. And then I need you to go ahead and make me a wisdom saving throw.
A 23.
Alright, and again, you feel that gazing ray trying to muddle your mind and your movements, but you easily resist it. Persephone, you're up.
Can I get away from this dude at all? Like, turn the sphere thing off, or?
You can get away from him, you just can't get closer to him. But if you step away, you do risk attacks of him. Just so you know.
Okay.
You can action disengage if you wish.
How close is he to me? Like, is he on top of me? Like, what is this?
Both the Gazer and Dolgon are in melee range.
Melee range, okay. Stop biting my foot!
It's more like biting your face, but, you know.
I am being attacked in-game and in real life.
Oh no.
Ice knife.
Alright. Just right at your feet or something. Just basically.
At the, Gazer.
Okay. It's a
The
5
scary
foot
thing.
radius, right?
Yeah, that's the when it explodes. So the Dolgon.
I
will
need
get...
you. Yeah, I need you
Huh?
to tell me, does the explosion say it affects enemies or creatures?
It says creatures. Are
Okay,
other
so,
people in 5 feet of me?
Yeah, you.
You know what? I
So
don't.
it-
Did I take damage last
Okay.
time, or am I just scared? I don't remember.
You're scared.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're just
it's
frightened
fine.
of it. So yeah,
It's fine.
It worked.
Let me make sure. Let me double check what its frightened condition does for you. You have disadvantage on your attack roll, so you have disadvantage on the initial ice knife attack, but the explosion is still the explosion, as we've established.
Please. All right, this is not hitting.
What'd you roll?
A 9, and then a 11, so a 9.
9 total.
Yeah.
Alright, so unfortunately, ice knife does not hit. However, it does still explode.
The second knife has hit the tower.
Jesus.
I'm
must
sorry. I'm
succeed a
sorry.
you can succeed a dexterity saving throw.
Alright, the Gazer.
So we all have to
rolled-
do dex
Yeah.
saves.
The Gazer rolled a 6.
My Gazer did 9/11.
What did yours do?
We need to let that go.
We do.
Maybe sometimes it's okay to forget.
I don't
I'm
get
sorry,
hit
your
by my
gaze
own
did
knife. I rolled an 18 plus
Oh,
3, so
Persephone.
21. I don't get hit.
Alright, but
Nice!
the Gazer and Dolgon take damage.
Yay! 2d6 each. So should I roll this twice?
No, just roll
Like,
it once and they'll each take
Once
it.
and they'll same. Okay.
Yep.
12 damage. Let's go.
Nice. Max damage. Oh,
So you whip the ice knife at the Gazer, it floats to the side, and it looks and it's almost like it's chuckling at you, then it explodes mid-air, and then it looks and you see all of its eyes widen as it just gets shrapnel bombed with ice, and it hits the ground dead. You're no longer
So
frightened.
am I not? Yes. Let's
You're
go.
no longer frightened.
let's go.
I did it.
The Dolgun's gonna take damage as well. The ice just kind of shrapnels into its body, tearing up its emaciated, desiccated skin. Weirdly enough, as you watch, it doesn't really bleed.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a terrifying creature. Dolgun's still standing though. Is that your turn?
Wait, hang on. Yes. That is my turn.
All right. Xyler, you're up.
Okay. What do I want to do? I'm going to cast Zephyr Strike to attack
Okay.
with my hand hat. So that is going to be. Well, spends and move doesn't. Okay, so with what? I can move up to 60, so I'm going to move right here. I avoid all attacks of opportunity. Gives me a advantage. No. Sorry. We're losing that. I gotta disable that on my map. And then the hand axes. I've got multiple things and a dog on my lap. I apologize, everybody. I would be faster with this normally. +3.
Nah, I relate.
Advantage, rolling those. Well, one is a 4, the other is 17. +1/+4, so that's a dirty
17 hits.
So the 17 hits because that is with advantage. 1d6 1 plus 1d8.
Is that coming from Josie's?
Yeah, sorry, I'm
Okay,
speaking a little
okay.
too loud.
I was really confused. I was like, what's going on?
How is that?
1d8 is 4 damage. 1d6 plus. No, 1d6.
Sorry about that.
No, I thought I was going crazy. That's all.
All right, well that's
Where is it
13 damage to elves. The 8 was 8 damage force. 8 force damage.
8 force damage altogether.
13 damage. 8 of it is force.
13 damage total, you said, with 8 force.
Yes.
Did you use the advantage from the guiding bolt?
No, I used the advantage from Zephyr Strike.
Okay. All
So
right.
that guiding bolt advantage is still open to somebody else.
All right. You click your heels, and you, again, that anime where you almost shimmer, and then you reappear behind Belks, and you strike him across the back, and he takes a step forward. He is now considered bloodied, and he looks back with a sneer towards you.
Cool. I've got his attention, guys.
It's Zyler's turn.
Double check. That counted as a bonus action. And the second one. Unless I can do a second, just basic attack.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. With my sickle. 1d20 plus 3. Roll. Well, that's a 6. That's not gonna hit.
No, you go to put it up, and he just kind of steps to the side, and he blocks it with a psychic blade.
Makes sense.
All right. Is that your turn?
That is now my turn.
Alright, excellent. Gaze top of the round to Gazer B, still in a dogfight with Tim Tam. And now Tim Tam has become its more immediate threat. That's going to be a 21 to hit Tim Tam.
Oh.
Yeah, that hits.
That's going to be 1 piercing damage as the Gazer bites Tim Tam.
Oh, thank God.
That's going to be the Gazer's turn. Elodine, you're up.
Gonna kill this gazer.
You are also
so-
grappled. Still grappled.
Yeah, by the Dolgonaut, huh?
By your
Or Dolgaunt. Yeah,
Dolgaunt.
it's not. I added an extra.
Dolgaunt.
All right, so we're going to shoot or attack the Dolgonaut, so that can I become ungrappled by attacking it, or is it I have to do an action?
It's an action to escape, yeah. Or you can attack it and kill it, and then you're definitely not grappled.
Does the Dolgon look hurt?
It is not bloodied.
Okay,
It is
well,
hurt.
I'm just gonna do. Damn. I'm gonna do the
Burning hands, yeah. Why I went over there.
produce my spells again. Yeah, burning hands again.
Alright.
And I'm gonna attack. Oh yeah, it doesn't go towards Zyler. Nice. But I'm gonna attack the Gazer and Belt.
Okay. Tim Tam is caught in that, just so you know.
I do notice that. I'm so sorry, Tim Tam.
Alright. So you're burning. So despite being wrapped up by the Dogon's tentacle, you kind of glare at it. You turn. You put your hands out. The Gazer rolls a 14 to save,
Damn. Okay, they save.
and the Belks rolls a 12 to save.
He does not save.
Roll damage.
6. 1. 6. That's 13 fire damage. Halved for the Gazer. Oh, and I guess
the
I should roll
Gazer-
for
Yeah.
Tim
Yeah, roll
Tam.
the dex save for Tim
Good.
Tam.
He rolled a 5, so he didn't.
Does that take Tim Tam down?
Yes, it does. Tim Tam,
Why are you
my
killing
poor
Timothy
little
King?
boy. I killed you.
Like two bald eagles locked in a death spiral of the air, Tim Tam and the Gazer are fighting in a dogfight when they get washed over with flame, and both of them hit the ground unmoving. Belks, however, is looking bad, but he's still up.
Ah.
Guys, we're gonna need to do more.
Can I? I'm gonna use a bonus action to charge one of my 3 of my pebbles.
Okay,
To imbue them with magic for next turn.
sounds good. Alright.
That is gonna be my action. Oh wait, no, I'm going to do an. Wait, I only have 1 bonus action, right? I can't do
Yes,
multiple
yep.
bonus actions.
Yeah, you only have one bonus action, one action.
Okay, can I not do the magic stone? I decide against that.
Sure.
I'm going to do a defensive field, I mean, and gain 4 temporary hit points.
Sounds good. Is that your turn?
Yep, that's my turn.
Alright, Kale, you're up.
Okay. Can I? Is it a free action to do a check, or is it an action? I forget.
What's the check you want to do?
I want to try to do an Arcana check to see if we take down Belks, will these abominations go down with him, or will they be up?
Yeah, that's a free check.
Okay. Okay, now you roll well. It's a unnatural 20.
You look at Belks and the artifact and the power it grants him, and then the abominations he's created with it. And as you stare into, there's again that tickle in the back of your mind from your patron that when you first saw Belks' arm. And he doesn't tell you, but you get the feeling that the abominations are intrinsically linked to the artifact.
Okay. I am going to
artifacts.
Yeah.
I'm going to Eldritch Blast the Dolgon just because it's currently grappling Eladine. So
Okay.
come on. Does a 14 hit?
14 does not hit.
Maybe?
Okay, and then the tentacle's gonna attack Belks. It's still there.
Okay. It will have advantage because of the guiding bolt.
Wait, does the guiding bolt expire after I attack it? Attack Belks?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you would consume the guiding bolt charge to get the advantage.
Ooh,
When
can
you're
I
careful.
rescind that then and do something else? The
I
tentacle?
mean, you could just say you don't want to take the advantage. That's fine.
Well, I don't want to waste it because I don't want to Yeah.
I don't wanna
Or
waste-
do you want to crit?
Because I still have the minus D4, right? Or is that
Yes.
canceled out? Okay.
Yeah, minus D4 on attack rolls, and the tentacle would be an attack roll.
Okay, let's see. Just gotta double check the wording here. Okay, I can move the tentacle up to 30 feet. Tentacle versus tentacle, let's go.
You're moving it next to the Dolgon? Yeah.
Yeah.
there you go. The tentacle
And it
surfs
still doesn't
on
hit,
down,
that's a 2.
Then does not hit the Dolgon.
Damn it.
Is that your turn?
I did. Yeah, that's my turn.
All right. The
This
Dolgrums
dice is
are
going to
up.
jail.
Dolgrim B moves right here. Mace ready and swings once at Ezreal. That's going to be a natural 20, critical hit. I'm going to roll that damage now, actually. So that's going to be maximum damage. That's going to be 16 piercing damage as it swings at you, Ezreal.
Ezreal, I'm so sorry for abandoning you.
It's okay.
The Dolgrim waddles, runs towards you, Ezreal, and then it stops and it swings its mace in an uppercut. And it catches just the tip of your chin and swings up in just a violent, wrenching motion. And you can feel like your brain is moving in your head, the blood from being hit in the chin. You're unsure if anything is broken, but the immense pain is there as it swings once more at you. That's going to be a 7.
That does not
Yeah.
hit.
Let's go.
And then it's on the backhand, it's going to swing at Eladine. And that's going to be a 12.
Does not hit.
Alright. Dolgrim A is going to waddle forth, load the hand crossbow, and it shoots once at Xylar. That's going to be a 9.
That misses.
Once at Eladine. That's going to be an 8.
And Mrs. We're
And
really
one's at
lucky
Ezreal.
with his rolls today.
And then it's going to be a 13 on Ezreal.
Please speak for yourself.
That does not hit.
That's true.
Alright.
I
It is now Belks' turn.
have 6 hit points right now.
Belks looks towards you, Xylar. Behold the power that I'm granted, and he turns and he points towards the group of your companions
Oh no.
as he sends a 30-foot sphere. Let me just go ahead. A little bit of
Show
this.
us what that looks like.
Yeah. So I know.
That is rude. That is
Very
really
rude.
fucking rude.
That's 30
God
feet.
damn! That's
30
30
foot.
feet?
That's more than 30 feet.
30-foot radius. Yeah, no, it's fucking
Radius.
huge.
Radius! God damn.
Wait, so do I not get hit?
Not diameter.
Oh, okay.
No, you do.
Oh.
He's just moving it. And
So
anyone
everyone
on the other
except
side of that
Xylar.
door.
I was so excited for a moment.
Yeah, everyone except Xylar, I need you to make an intelligence saving throw.
Please.
Intelligence? Oh.
Intelligence. Oh no.
That's
Oh,
how
good,
you.
I
That's
have a
how you
+5.
know it's a nasty fucking ability because it's an intelligence save.
Teo is
19?
not a
That's
smart
20.
man.
Okay, we're
23.
all the numbers at once. So
What? No, you can't
basically-
hear us talking over each other?
Yeah. So, did anyone roll below a 13?
I rolled the
No.
nat one.
No.
no.
Okay.
Oh no.
So
The silence
This is
into
gonna
that.
No.
4d6 psychic
I was so
damage.
excited.
I was too.
4, 8, 10, 13 damage. If you rolled 13 and above, you're going to take 6 psychic damage. If you rolled below a 13, you're going to take 13 psychic damage. And also, if you rolled below a 13, you are incapacitated.
Oh.
Elodine collapses.
As Belks casts his synaptic rend.
Yeesh.
What was the challenge rating for this again?
Easy.
Low. Difficulty low.
Excuse me?
I just want to see if I was gonna be fucked on that. Okay, I would. Okay.
But as he raises the arm, that red lightning energy crackles down to it, forms a globe, and he throws it, and it hits, and just like the opening scene to Akira, it and let me go ahead and roll for his companions. Yeah, both Dolgrims are basically just eviscerated, and they hit the ground, blood coming out of every pore, completely dead. The Dolgons.
dear.
Yikes.
No.
saved, so he's only going to take the 6 psychic damage and not the incapacitation. The Gazer failed and is just fucking erased from existence.
Oh no.
All right, Persephone, are you still up?
I mean, real life Persephone is down. That dog got her.
Clove got her.
Alright.
Persephone,
Yeah.
how much damage did she have to take?
The 6.
Did she? Yeah, 6.
I
6 damage.
You took your 6 already. How you doing?
Yeah, I already. That was the first time I've actually been hit.
Oh, good.
Alright. Elodine, even though you are down on the ground, the Dolgun still has a tentacle on you, just so you're aware.
I'm still grappled,
Yeah.
unconscious.
The Dolgun is still alive.
Yeah, of course.
Teo, you are incapacitated until
And also at
Belks-
1
until the
HP.
end of Belks' next turn. Just so you know, when you're incapacitated, any concentration is broken. You can't speak. You can't take any actions, bonus or otherwise.
How does that affect summons?
Is your summon a concentration?
It is not.
So the summon is active, however, you can't command it because you're obviously down and out for the moment.
Gotcha.
So it's still going on the last command,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah. It's just going to sit there idle, basically, is what's going to happen now until Teo's back up. Excuse me. Alright, that's going to be Belks' turn. And you know what's fun? Synaptic Rand's on a recharge. Alright, the Dolgun's turn is up. Dolgun is going to turn and look towards Belks after he just did that. And he's going to turn. I'm going to be a little mean. But first, here comes a
You mad
tentacle
at-
attack towards Persephone. That's going to be a 9.
Nope, doesn't hit.
Alright, and Elodine, give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
While
Because if
I'm
I
down?
die, while you're down. He still has lunch in
Constitution
his
plus
hands.
3, so 19 plus 3.
Alright, you resist, nothing happens.
Thank you.
And then he's gonna turn and he's gonna clench his fist and he's gonna punch Persephone.
Oh.
That's gonna be a 13 to hit.
It just hits literally on the dot.
That's gonna be not a lot of damage, but
Stay up, please. Stay up.
that's gonna be 6 bludgeoning damage. He punches you in the chest.
Oof.
Here comes the second one. That's gonna be a 23 to hit.
Okay, yeah.
And then he catches you with a right hook for 8 more bludgeoning damage.
I'm down. I'm down.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
Let me check something real fast. Check the wording on a spell real fast. Okay. Alright, that is the Dolgun's turn. Ezreal, you're up.
Okay.
Massive
who-
ball of psychic energy goes off, and 2 of your companions are down.
Which two? Elodine and Persephone, right?
Yup.
Yeah.
Okay. It's fine. It's fine.
It's cool. It's cool.
Story of Elodine.
I'm gonna help you guys.
This happens like
Okay,
We rush in and we shouldn't.
Okay,
stay.
that's...
Teo's face gets worse the more his comrades get hit.
Okay. I'm closest to Elodine. Okay. Okay, Elodine, I'm gonna cure I'm gonna cure your wounds at 2nd level, and because you're downed, you take the full healing. So 16 plus 4 is 20 hit points back.
Nice.
20.
And
You,
then
Go on.
I give you a band-aid, and that's all I do. A single band-aid.
You
And
slap it on her
Persefa,
cheek.
yes.
Thank goodness.
It wouldn't be fair if I just leave Persefa there. So
The amount of times I've
I-
almost died in this campaign, it's probably fine.
no, I'll help you. That's what I'm here for, right?
We'll continue to try to like just put more armor on top of Persefa and just be like, no, don't
Yes,
take
yes.
damage.
Just make sure they have hands to throw their ice
You
knife.
can take a
Yes.
healing word, and you get 8 hit points back.
Nice.
Alright, you rub your hands together
And
as if you're about to.
can I?
Yeah.
Can I move
Yep.
here?
Can I
I'm
move?
gonna
You
move.
rub your hands together as if you are, you have the shock paddles, only to slap a divine bandage on Elodine's forehead, and Elodine, you are healed.
Oh yeah.
And then Persefa, you hear the nice words of Ezreal telling you to get the fuck up. Both of you are prone but alive.
I look at the
White
Dolgaunt and I say, "Fuck
I'm
you."
Fuck you.
Okay.
I'm
is that
still
your turn?
grappled
Who
by
brings
this
fists
asshole.
Who brings fists to a knife fight?
Come on, man.
How dare
Is that
you?
your turn?
Yeah, that's my turn.
Alright, the guiding light you cast on Belks fades.
No.
Persefa, you're up. You're prone in melee range of the Dolgaunt.
What does prone mean? Like
You
just
are
laying?
on the
Laying
ground.
down.
You could use
Okay.
half your movement to stand up, or you can
Okay,
remain
well, I'm
prone.
gonna stand up.
Yeah.
And I am going to.
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? You feeling lucky?
I'm trying to figure
Rolling
it
up for
out.
ice knife.
You feeling lucky?
Well, I was trying
Don't
to
look at
see something else first, but I was like, well, that doesn't work. Either way, you're gonna have to probably ice knife, because the other thought was just that it was Thunderwave, but then Elodine has to do some saves, and
I mean, you can ice
Yeah.
knife in a way that it explodes away from everyone but Belk.
What's who you ice
It's a-
knifing?
cone. So it's like
Is I guess a cone? I thought it was a radius.
it's a cone. I'm pretty sure.
You should know this. 'cause
No,
I haven't
okay, no,
done
it
this
just says
first.
it just says
Radii.
5 feet. Okay,
5 feet.
there's a different one that I'm thinking of then.
Yeah, 5 feet of the target. So
So
I mean, what's
I'm
meant
so
to
sorry.
be
You're
done?
gonna have to do a save it either way, Elodine.
I can do this.
All right. So first, roll to hit the Dolgaunt.
Yeah. $21.
21 hits.
Let's go.
Roll damage. Damage.
So. So first he'll take. Which one is that? 9 damage, piercing damage, and then you have to do a dex save for the explosion. 8 does not.
Yep.
Elodine.
All right.
Wait, what was the
It's a dex
Dex
save.
dex save? 10.
No.
Oh no.
So
Damn.
close.
What do I take?
You will be taking 8 damage.
Okay, not the
There goes
worst.
all my hard work.
The worst.
I stitch you together with divine threads, only for Persephone to cut them with an ice
Just
knife.
Next time I'm not
Said,
healing
"Fuck
Persephone,
all of
that's your
you."
own fault.
So
You just
Persephone,
see like the bandage at least start cinching.
Listen, I can bring Tim Tam back to life. You can't bring me back to
You-
life.
Wait, hold on, Persephone. You also need to make that save.
Oh man.
Shit.
Oh, you're right. Wait, what is my dex? Please. 21.
All right, you save. So you take the ice knife, you hold it in your hand, and you basically just drive it into the Dolgon's chest. It looks down, and then you smirk as you pull it out, and it explodes out with another ice shrapnel bomb. You manage to hold your arm up to cover your face with no problem. Eladine, you get stabbed multiple times, and then the heat of your body melts the ice shards immediately. The Dolgon, however, is not so lucky, as he is basically shredded from the inside out by this pipe bomb you put in his chest, and he collapses to the ground dead.
So maybe you do want to bring me back to life, Ezreal.
No.
I just killed something again with my knife.
I committed murder! Heal me!
We'll see.
My KD is through the roof. I will not switch off Spider-Man.
My DPS is too high.
Zyla, you're up.
My lurking.
Oh, it was your turn, Persephone, right? Was that your Persephone?
Yes, that is my turn.
Okay. Zyla, you're up.
Awesome. First off, Planar Warrior, as a bonus action, choose one creature. Belts. Basically, I'm marking them. When I hit that creature on this turn with a weapon attack, I can do an extra 1d8 force. So we're going to do an attack with my hand. 20 plus 3. And there's no... Okay, so this is not with advantage.
Okay.
All right,
No
let's
advantage.
roll. Let's go. 13 hit.
13 does not hit.
Well, that was my action and bonus action. Actions, that's an action. Yep. Yeah. Nope, that's all I can do then.
Alright.
That was a gamble.
Top of round 3 with Eladine. You are prone.
Great. I can throw things from prone, right?
Yeah, you can. Are you casting a spell or are you actually attacking from prone?
I'm attacking.
Double check, actually. I don't.
If not, I can just stand up and use my movement.
You have a disadvantage on attack rolls.
Okay, no, I don't want that. I'm gonna stand up, use my movement in order to not be prone. And then I'm going to use my hand axe to attack Belt.
Alright.
And 4. That's a nat 20, so 24 to hit.
Alright, don't forget we're using the max plus.
Okay, so that's going to be 8 plus 8. 16 damage, and then I'm going to do my 2-weapon fighting. Throw a dagger at him as well.
You do not need to do that because as you throw your returning hand axe, how do you want to do this?
I want it
The
to
natural 20.
cut his arm off.
Alright. So you take your axe and you throw it, you whip it hard. Belks turns as you start to see kind of like that psionic shield go up again. You manage to catch it just in time, and you hear a sickening crunch as you all look, and his arm, the artifact, is severed at the shoulder, and it plops to the ground, and it falls off the side, and he goes, "No, no!"
We do love a good
Combat.
amputation.
Mhm.
As the arm
The sudden.
comes
Sudden.
off, he drops to his knees. No, I can serve you, please, please. He's not looking at you guys when he's saying these. He's almost looking up and beyond you guys, through you. Please, no, give me another chance. No. His eyes boggle out of his head as if some unknown power is choking the life out of him. He looks up. Please, I have an... And then you hear a sickening crunch as his entire body, every bone at once, it almost explodes, and his body gets dropped to the ground, and it crumples in a heap that falls down the steps. You feel a massive pressure of energy run through the entire castle as the arm hits the ground. The bodies of the Dolgrims and the Dolgaunts almost melt away entirely, leaving behind the bones of the goblins that they once were. You hear a cry throughout the whole of the castle. Tyrannus calls! Tyrannus calls! We win! As the cult finishes their fights. And then, for that brief moment, there's complete silence in the throne room. You feel that pressure of energy still emanating from the artifact. And then everything darkens for you guys. And your vision comes back, and once more you find yourself on that blasted red wasteland with the black sun, the dark clouds. Before you again is that throne made of black stone. Upon it sitting the bundle, the ragged cloak of whatever this being is. Except now they look more full. Not completely put together, but more so than you saw last time. And even from the hood, you can see just the edge of a face, of a head that wasn't there before. They speak, and you feel the immense weight of their words is pressing upon your mind. You've done well again, brave mortals, retrieving my artifact from that detestable goblin. Continue your work, and may soon we meet in a more proper way. And as quick as it happened, your vision goes back to normal, and you see Tyrannus walking in, flanked by a couple more goblins. He sees the broken body of Belks, and he looks at all of you, and he just kind of gives you a simple nod. So it is done, then. Tyrant is dead.
I want to do a perception and just kind of check out whether or not I see an interest in the artifact in the goblet's eyes who just like walked in.
Go ahead and make an insight check.
14 plus 2, 16.
You look at them, and you see that they don't really have much of an interest in it. In fact, you kind of look at Tyrannus, he's looking at it with disgust. He sees that this artifact, you based on what he's telling you, have a feeling this artifact brought low his entire clan. And it was... He doesn't want it. He wants nothing to do with it.
Absolutely. We'll take this away.
Please do. It has brought nothing but pain and suffering to my people, and I wish to see it no more.
And now you
That
have new
will be
people.
arranged.
Good.
What was that?
Oh, I kind of go up to Tyrannus after you guys are talking. I'm like, and now you have new people, and I motion to the goblins who are probably looking to him for leadership.
Oh, I was gonna offer him like
Yeah?
a place on the ship, like be part of the crew that we contract out.
Oh, my thing was like this whole thing happened was because the humans
We-
were screwing over the goblins. So they don't know how to negotiate.
We
And so I
need
figured
to-
Tyrannus.
We need a
True.
message to have them bring in the sarcophagus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We can.
You can mention this to Tyrannus, and he can tell a goblin to go out and bring people in. But Tyrannus looks to both of you.
We send the
appreciate-
message from the stone.
Yeah.
They start heading in.
One of you has to like run out and get in range of the earpiece. You wait for the channel to connect.
They're friendly. They're friendly. They're friendly.
Don't attack!
You return back. and you're talking to Tyrannus. Tyrannus looks to both of you. I do appreciate the offer. However, as mentioned, my people are now without a leader. This is a rare opportunity for a clan of goblins to be free of the yoke of our hierarchy. I think perhaps we can negotiate better coexistence with the humans below and have a better world as overall. And as he says this, Moira and the two lads walk in carrying the sarcophagus in the cart, and Moira nods. I think that would be great. It can be arranged. And Tyrannus nods. But yeah, now you have the sarcophagus and now you have the arm.
We get the arm of the sarcophagus.
Okay,
Does anyone touch
we
it?
can open the sarcophagus.
That's the thing, is it? Wait, what was that?
Okay.
Israel?
So we open the sarcophagus. So I open the sarcophagus and then like, hey Teo, can you give me a hand? The arm. The arm. Yes. Yes.
Taylor hears a pun, but he feels the pressure of his patron in the back of his mind going, destroy it, destroy it. And he's just
That's basically what's happened. It's this mission, like your patron gave you, destroy these artifacts, destroy it, do it, do it, do it.
It's very
Because
like
we're
on
not.
that one vine where it's like, what do you, hey, I'm going out. You want anything? A bagel? Nah, the souls will be this.
Nah.
You know that vine?
You kind of see the eyes like in the shadows. There's like eyes like are opening and shaking, and only you can see as your patron is urging you almost desperately to destroy this artifact.
Let's get it closed up.
Teo, you just see Teo awkward, just staring off into the distance as you guys close the sarcophagus.
You
Wrap it in cloth.
you
Make
use
sure we don't touch
a
it.
series of mage hands and whatnot to not touch the artifact directly, but you get it into the sarcophagus, you link it up to the chains inside, and you close it, and then that immense pressure immediately is gone. It dissipates the moment you lock the sarcophagus, and you see the runes on the outside flare as the sarcophagus activates its anti-magic capabilities. And Teo, your patron, stops their incessant begging, almost of destroying it, but now it's gone completely silent. But it's not that good silence of like finally the kids have stopped screaming. It's that angry mother silence.
In my, he doesn't say this out loud, but Taylor's mind is like, well, until it starts telling me things, I'm not going to do anything for it.
Because that certainly won't come back and bite you in the ass.
Sure.
No, Tentacle
Anyway.
Mama, you're the only one I listen to.
No.
Hey, it's easy to destroy them all if they're all in one place, right?
Exactly.
Right?
One this bomb. Boom.
Right?
Alright. But you have now secured another artifact, and your mission is now complete.
Nice.
Yay!
Yay.
Woohoo!
Success.
Do
now
we just
you-
like abandon the townspeople and be like, psych, let's out? Or not psych, but like,
we
bye.
should help
You
them
guys
facilitate
figured out
discussion and
howdy.
talking and like working together.
Howdy.
All that fun stuff.
All right.
We should figure that out.
So now you do have the sending stone that you're given by the captain to call the ship back in when the mission's done. But what else do you guys wish to do in this town? Do you wish to spend another night, or do you wish to just get out?
Let's spend the night in the town.
Yeah, let's spend the night. Why not?
Let's hope have a. Do we have
I
stuff
wanna
for
heal
like, an Easter
ourselves.
celebration
Mayor.
or
Let's
something
long
like that?
rest before we go home.
Do we have a way to help the? Can we celebrate with the town? And
Yeah,
the other
you
non-goblins.
I will-
We have
I
a
will
good
say-
amount of gold we can give them and boost their economy and then, tank it.
That's destroying the economy, injecting that much money
Immediate
in.
inflation.
Immediate inflation. Here's a lot of gold, guys.
I want to know who they picked to be the new
What
mayor.
economy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's the new mayor?
And make sure they're cool with their neighbors.
Yeah. Basically, these goblins that are not dead, they're not dead for a reason.
These goblins help.
These
Yeah.
were good guys.
Good.
All right.
Are
So
we
you
the
guys
goblins?
basically, you bring the sarcophagus back into town. Tyrannus joins you guys, along with the survivors of the goblins. And you arrive to town, and it's kind of awkward. Like, the bartender has rallied a militia, as you guys warned him to. And there's just awkward standoff between the surviving goblins, which definitely look battle weary, and the townspeople. Until Moira steps forward and then gestures to you guys and then to Tyrannus. The goblins you see before you are under the enthrall of a horrible tyrant, one that has been laid low by the Offworlders. I have spoken with their new leader, Tyrannus, the bugbear. Tyrannus steps forward and gives a deep bow. They wish to coexist with us, work in a way that is mutually beneficial to all, and in the long run, better improve our town. The bartender steps forward to Moira, looking at her, and looks at Tyrannus. And then they do that thing from Full Metal Alchemist with the Armstrong. And they
Flex
basically
off.
just do that big, like, warrior's handshake grip. And there's slight cheering to all. And you feel a feeling that it's been accepted. That the goblins,
Right.
you know, the people understand, the goblins understand that things might not have been in their power. And so they have decided to, there's gonna be a lot of growing pains, of course. But
Since I want to step up and say, like, I think this is a wonderful new council with Aronis, Myra, and the new mayor. Kind of just
As they
handing the
look
over
towards
to the tavern
the bartender.
or the bartender, like just kind of having that over to the bartender. It's like the three of you to work on all of the things and make sure that everything's good.
The bartender blushes a little bit at that and kind of like does that thing where he rubs his nose. Like, the people have decided that because in these times of trouble and everything that I have been interim mayor.
And of course,
Until they vote you in.
with new elections coming up, new leaders, everyone working together. Eye contact.
Tyrannus nods. Tyrannus is fine with this.
Yeah, cool. We're happy with
Alright.
this. I'm happy with this team.
And now we're just like, all right, cool, let's drink and
Now we
rest.
And yeah, now there's a party. They have pulled out what little of the good booze they've been saving.
Do we have extra rations and stuff on the ship that we'd be able to make home?
You
without-
did give them that whole box of extra rations.
We gave them the
rations that
extra
we
crate.
brought for them. Do we have anything
we-
for like our return trip? If we'll have any surplus from that we know safely.
We have enough
so
for us.
How
It's
so the
just asking
how the
for-
po- yeah
for an
how
idea.
the policy works is that you are given enough for the to and from trip along with 3 extra days just in case. So you can do the surplus, but if something happens,
So if we were to request to bring 1 extra day's ration from the surplus when they bring the ship down to pick us up, we leave that as a thank you. Final sorry for eating
Sure.
all of your food, and then we go back up like that. It's more like just leaving the town not desolate and without food after let's celebrate.
We're
and then
not
just
gonna eat them out of
everything.
house and home.
We might.
Nah. But yeah, it's basically after the next night. I'm ready to be leaving the planet.
all right.
Yeah, same.
Hold on. Is there anything you guys want to roleplay anything at party? You just want to say there's a party.
There's a
Mm.
party.
thought we were just
There's a party.
Like obviously we hang out and drink and laugh with
Yeah.
the
We do dumb
tavern owner.
things.
Yeah.
You know who we are.
This is
go
really dumb. We
over-
can say no if you don't want to do
We
that.
still
but I wanna
leave
do
with a
lingo.
few
No,
No,
enemies.
it's fine. I'm saying if you guys want to roleplay the party, go right ahead and roleplay the party. It's fine. Also, I need to know who wears armor. Everyone.
Oh.
But Persephone, right?
Armor
Yeah.
class,
I also
Yeah,
don't
light
wear
armor.
armor. Light armor. There we go. Other. But can I just not role playing anything? Can I just roll to see if Teo hooks up with a hot guy at the party?
roll.
Yeah,
funny.
roll. Make a persuasion check.
Can I
Make a
wing
general
in
persuasion
and
check.
Is
add
there enough
advantage to
hot
that?
guys in the town left?
Guidance.
Make a general charisma check at it.
So
Yeah, you're being,
I got-
you're being wingman by the party.
Yes.
help action and guidance. How much is guidance again?
Plus D4.
1d4.
Okay. Got you. I just put on my dice, so wait 1 second. Okay.
You gotta
D4,
roll.
where are you?
Well.
Okay.
Do you want us to like performance checks?
Oh no, I wanted to do a flat check to see if he hooked up the hot guy.
Yeah,
They
see
were
if we're
two
helping him out.
18s and a 4, so 22.
22. Yeah, there's a couple local fishermen who are definitely, not tanned because perpetual storm, but very strong and sturdy because they have to fish in a perpetual storm.
Good with rope.
And long days at sea, etc., etc., etc. Fade to black.
You guys see Teo like talking to these fishermen, and you see him pull the straps of their overalls over to a back of a house,
Oh.
and then fade to black.
Someone's having fun.
Elodine is like, yeah, sure, at the party drinking, but you can see her kind of off in this corner, just infusing another amethyst to make Tim Tam 2.
Did you retrieve the gem from Tim Tam 1?
Oh, I mean,
We
if I
would have.
could, yeah.
Yeah, you could have.
Otherwise, it's a new one. I have several.
Tim Tam Mark 2.
Yes.
Tim Tam the second.
Vim Vam.
No matter what
Because-
core it is.
He has a little dent in his forehead.
Mm.
But you now have you infuse Tim Tam the second. All right. Anything else you guys want to do at the party, or
Zyler goes outside, catches some fresh air, smokes a cigarette,
some fresh air, some fresh rain?
enjoying the rain.
All right. But the party goes on through the night. You guys drink, eat, make merry. In some cases, really make merry. And you send a call up to the ship. And then morning comes, and you guys are kind of at the edge of town where they have their shipyard. You can see the scuttled spelljamming vessels that the Elks ordered destroyed. You have a feeling this town's gonna have a lot of work coming back together, but now that they have a coexistence, you have a feeling it's gonna be pretty well. And you watch as your ship flies in, lands in the water, and then you see the long boats come out and come to meet you guys and pick you guys and the sarcophagus up. But as the ship is doing that, the bartender, along with Moira and Tyrannus, approach you guys. What you offworlders have done, something huge. You have saved our people and improved it for the better. I wish you the best of luck in your future journeys to find these artifacts. But if one did this damage, I can only imagine what multiple can do. And as a result, we wish to thank you from the village. And she holds out kind of like a set of leather armor that looks like a long coat. And you see that there's a lot of fish and shell motifs weaved into it, and it's a brown and dark blue. As she holds up a set of armor, and then wrapped in that armor is a spear that has more of those like shell motifs and everything. These are heirlooms that were once wielded by the strongest of our town, but we feel they are better in your hands.
Ooh.
I wish you well with them. She hands them off. We cannot pay you, because obvious reasons, but I hope this is sufficient enough.
This is more
These are
than generous, and I look at it and say, this looks like it's also Persephon's color.
You know, it does look eerily like I should be wearing this. It's very suspicious.
Thank you.
All right.
Coastal themed clothes from a coastal city? Who knew?
Yeah, you guys
With
can,
a
you
water
guys
person in the group.
can identify those later.
Yeah.
But the crew of your ship arrives. They hand off the extra rations as per your request. You load the sarcophagus up, and you guys stand on the longboat as you're being rowed back to your spell-jamming vessel, waving, laughing, shouting goodbyes, and as of almost to bless your journey on the way back, you look up and the perpetual storm breaks. Very briefly, and you see the sun, for the first time since landing on this planet, beaming down on the glittering water. As you guys load up in your vessel, and it takes off, and once more, you guys feel that pull of the gravity plane taking effect, and you guys are once more in space.
Awesome. I'm writing down that we were gifted leather armor and a spear.
And how many days is the journey back to the mainland that we're from?
3 days. Did I say 2 or 3 days?
It was 3 days.
Okay. 3-day journey to return to the planet Demeter.
40 days, guys. We're at 40 days.
Let's go.
That's why I'm like, I need to know the exact amount of days.
I will say, for the sake of ease, if you guys, one of you guys don't have identify, there's someone on the ship that can do it for you. But the items you
Yeah, I
receive,
don't think I have identify at all.
but you received. Is there a loot channel?
We should make one.
No, but we should have a loot channel.
Yeah, so I'll just put it in the chat.
There's
right
a
now.
loot channel.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
Crazy loot
Nice.
channel.
Did you make that?
Wow, it was
you
there the whole
received-
time.
Oh, wow.
A set of Mariner's leather armor and a weapon of warning, a spear of warning, basically.
I can't open this link. It says this is this is the Dungeon Master's Guide Marketplace link.
We will copy it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's really. Wait, hold on. You should have access to. They don't have
I was gonna say I can open it.
Yeah, but do you own the 2024 Dungeon Master's Guide?
It might have been shared to us.
Shouldn't, but I might.
Let me double check real fast. Make sure.
Yeah,
content
both
sharing
things
is
are
on.
just saying I have to buy the guide.
Because I don't have the guide.
There
And
is
I'm
the
shared
guide.
with a bunch of things. Whatever, we'll deal with it later.
Okay.
But yeah, so you receive those items from the town, and now you have 3 days of journey back. I think now would be a good time. We can take a brief little break. 5
That would be
minutes.
good
We'll be
for me.
back.
Yeah.
I'm reading 5 o'clock. 2:05. Let's be back by 2:10. So 5 minutes. Everyone
Yeah.
go with that.
I like that.
Thank
Do we
you,
need
210.
longer?
Yep, that works for me.
We'll be right back.
All right, everyone. Don't dodge that die. We'll be right back with more Dungeons and Dragons. Welcome back to Roll of Adventure. Thank you everyone for hanging out. Oh, excuse me. We are coming back in to the party. They just left the planet with loot in hand, mission complete, artifacts secured in sarcophagus, and now they have 3 days. I'm trying not to let it happen again. 3 days of travel before they're back home in Demeter and in God's Bay.
We can survive.
Yeah, what can
Yes,
go
we
wrong?
can.
What can go wrong?
Nothing.
Everything.
Nothing will go wrong. You know,
No.
the artifact is loose. It's crazy. Anyway, you have 3 days of travel, which means there are 3 chances for encounters. I need 3 of you to roll me a flat d20, and we'll see if encounters happen.
Rolling 1.
I can roll the second one.
15.
6.
I'll roll
Alright,
that.
15. No encounter happens on that one. What was the second one?
6.
6. All right, and then third one.
16.
All right, 2 encounters.
Oh,
2 encounters. Oh, dang.
Ooh.
Yep.
Oh.
Your first day of
Can I
travel.
ask you a question?
Was... Sure,
Well
I
done.
can give you an answer.
Okay, thank you. That would be appreciated.
You're welcome.
Before we get there, do we have like can we like, do like things on the trip, like on the journey back?
Yes.
Or
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, you can do things. Yeah, it's just this kind of lets me know things happen during those days. Otherwise, it's just
Okay.
Let's do RP. So, your first day of travel is pretty nice. Nothing really gets in the way. The ship moves perfectly fine. The sarcophagus is entirely secured. Everything is okay. Is there anything you guys wish to do during this first day of
Yes.
nice travel?
We all like our long rest.
Yes, you take your long rest.
I would like to this might be really dumb, but I think Ezreal would be really curious to see to just a little bit of research, just see what this artifact is. Maybe.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah, so that would require you to take it out of the protection of the sarcophagus.
Yes.
Oh,
All right.
no.
Yeah, that's fine. While you guys are off doing whatever, Ezreal, you go to the cargo bay, and the little section that has been kind of cordoned off for Elodine's workshop and your guys' cargo goods. You approach the sarcophagus, you click open both things, and you lift it, and that pressure starts to come back, that immense, powerful pressure. While it is still chained up in the chains, you can feel that most of its magical abilities are sealed, but there's still a lot of power emanating off this. How would you like to research it?
Well, first, I just want to observe it, see what does it look like. Do I get like any senses if I yeah. What's
Okay. So
what's the vibe? How does it look like?
Mhm. So you look at it, and now that it's not attached to the body of a goblin, you notice that it is kind of slightly grown to fit more of the size of a human man. Despite that, the skin is a dark red, almost kind of like a demonic red. It is incredibly emaciated, and you can see very clearly the skin is just clinging to the bones. It's desiccated, it's dry, and you can see ever so slightly shimmering on the skin markings, like a lot of markings.
Can I?
And Elaine, what languages do you speak?
I think Ezreal speaks Celestial and Common.
Give me the DC is going to be very high, but if you can give me an intelligence
Okay.
check.
Can I guidance myself? I can, right?
Yes, you can. You can.
Intelligence, right? Just straight.
for intelligence.
14. I don't think that's going to cut.
No, you look at the language and it's the best you can identify is that it is incredibly ancient. You don't recognize
Okay,
any of these
can I-
runes. Like a lot of. Sorry, go on.
May I copy the runes down on a piece of
Yes,
paper?
you can. You can see them enough. You can copy them down, and you're kind of copy them and you observe them. You can't make hide or hair. You can't make any sense of this, and it's weird because a lot of the proto languages, ancient languages, are the base root of a lot of other languages. So you can kind of make that extrapolation and kind of figure out very incredibly loose context clues. There's none of that with this language. It's
Okay.
the words and the runes and everything are very weird and almost felt unnatural to write them down. You can't even make your tongue make the shapes needed to even say one of these words.
Okay. Is there... So, the arm looks to be of a human man.
Humanoid.
Sort of. Humanoid.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything... I'm pretty well studied in the field of medicine.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything, does it look diseased or something like that? Because
No.
this does not really look natural, right?
No, I would say you don't need to make a check for this because, like I said, you're a medic. You see these things all the time. It's besides just being incredibly emaciated and desiccated, something else seems wrong.
Okay. Just gonna put it back in the box, just close that up again.
You close it up, you make sure not to touch it, and seal the sarcophagus again, and that pressure immediately dissipates.
Okay. Yeah, that's all.
Okay. Alright. Anything else you guys want to do on the first day, or nah?
Does Ezreal want to be like, go over their notes with the crew or the team from that, or?
Can I just go to Theo?
Okay.
Okay, what's up?
So I just go to this door, I'll knock, and I'm like, hi.
Hi.
So, weird question.
Wait, are you holding the arm?
No.
Okay.
No, I put that back.
Okay.
That would have
Got
been
you
insane.
again.
Yes, I waved with the
That would have
arm.
been crazy.
Like an it, just waving that hand.
Maybe tomorrow.
We
Maybe
just-
tomorrow.
I motioned for Ezreal to come into the room. Like, what's up? What's up?
So, can you help me translate this? And I just hold up the runes I wrote down.
Can I read the runes?
Same thing.
Let's see.
What language do you speak?
Common, Elvish, Gith, and Kiori.
No, you don't recognize.
Okay.
Same thing.
Do I feel like a grumbling from my patron in the back of my head?
Roll me a flat d20, actually.
Okay. That's a 5.
No, you don't feel any
Okay.
sense from your patron. You feel they might still be upset at you.
Oh. I just
Well-
like, sorry, I can't read what this says.
Well, thanks. I suppose I'm gonna look for a dictionary of some kind.
It's probably something ancient, so you probably have to go like far back.
Right, back to the library, gotcha.
But if you wait, have I told everybody about my deal with my patron? Okay.
Thanks.
Have
No,
you?
I don't think you
Yeah.
have.
I don't
Have
think
you?
you have,
Okay.
actually.
Never mind.
Also, it's no.
Okay. I kind of like look over Ezreal's shoulder to see if anyone's like in the hallway, and I'm like, just like in low voice, if you do find out what it is, can you please let me know as soon as you find out.
You will be the first person I tell.
Thanks.
Okay. Good luck. Bye.
If you want
I
insight,
will
that's
leave.
fine. He's not gonna tell you anything more than that right now.
No, I trust you.
Yeah, because Ezreal and Teo have worked together before joining this party, so.
Would Teo
Ezreal knows
have
my
told
deal.
Ezreal on the last crew?
No, you know my deal because we had that like near-death experience, and I kind of had to like tell you things in order for things to do happen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's why Ezreal went to Teo, probably.
I won't tell
Teo
anyone.
has weird things in his brain.
Mm-hmm.
The worms are in my brain.
It's not worms. Is it worms? Is it worms in my brain?
What does you like to know?
Are we Baldur's Gating right now?
No. Or are
Okay.
we? I don't know. I'm not telling you. I'm not saying.
Absolutely not.
All right. Anything else, or are you guys ready to move on?
I think maybe ready to move on.
Okay.
Yeah, ready.
See if the second day brings anything worthwhile. Yeah, the second day brings nothing. You find yourselves in a more crowded merchant lane, and there's a few more ships seem to pass by. You had to kind of pull yourself out of the fast travel of this build, like the sublight travel, and move back in like the normal speed travel to kind of avoid it. It seems a bazaar of sorts have cropped up in the middle of the shipping lanes. A couple of merchant ships have come together and around a flat-ish asteroid and are sharing wares and such. As you guys are on the top deck doing whatever you do when the captain approaches. It's rare that we see an astral bazaar like this. So close to a shipping lane. Prime targets for pirates. Do you wish to
We
check
should
it
be
out?
on the lookout.
Yes. You might have an increased pirate activity here. But otherwise, we should be fine.
We're not like showing any markings on our ship or anything like that to sort of
No.
make us more
no.
of a target.
They tried to say, put a contractor decoration upon my ship, and I told them no. I'll remain a contractor, but I refuse to mark my ship. Besides, my ship is... He kind of gives like a knowing smile. Let's just
Yours.
say I ran in other circles before this, and my ship is well known among certain groups. And he kind of gives a chuckle as he walks off.
Cool. I love
And
that.
as he walks away,
Love it.
you all kind of notice that in addition to having like the air of captaincy, he has that slight bit of a pirate captain swagger as he walks away. Captain. Oh god, I have him written down. Captain Blackwater.
So yeah, he's our captain, but it's our ship. But he's the captain of the ship that we are. He's in charge, y'all.
It's not your ship. This is like a contracted crew and ship. But he operates solely for you guys. Like he's contracted to you.
We are paying his salary and only his salary, or his salary
yes.
only.
Yeah, basically.
Once this contract is up, well, he might have some privateering to go look into later.
Yeah, if the Saber Corp doesn't renew Captain Blackwater's of contract, then you guys might need to figure some other things out, I guess. Anyway, do you wish to stop at the Astral Bazaar, or do you just want to move on to get home?
I don't want to stop, but we don't have the food for it, guys.
Yeah, I think we have to go.
You have 2 extra days worth of food if something to go out of your way. At least provided to you.
Yeah, and I've got over an hour before I've got to do my next thing, but that's still not going to happen with anything like going on because we got to get it back.
All right. Yeah.
No,
yeah,
we can. If the team wants to stop at the bazaar, I'm
I'm fine.
We could
Sounds like
stop.
either way.
We might have a. Maybe they sell books.
do some shopping.
yeah.
All right.
Dictionaries, perhaps.
You you run the message up along the chain of command, and the ship kind of breaks out of the lane and flies towards the asteroid. You see that there's a bunch of other spelljamming vessels of various make and model and purpose surrounding the bazaar. But as you kind of find a parking spot, a long boat is dropped, and you guys are able to move in there with it. A couple other crew members have joined you, including the first mate, the wood half elf Siora, and she looks at all of you. All right, Captain gave us an hour. If you're not back here at the long boat within that time, we're leaving you here.
Oh, okay.
Sounds fair.
Gotcha.
Alrighty.
All right. But yeah, you guys approach this bazaar. Do a little music change.
See some wares.
I say, yeah. What can we?
For a pop-up market, this is pretty big as you guys start wandering through. You can kind of see the logos of multiple different trading companies and merchant mariners, along with some more basic, solo merchants. There's all kinds of things. There's a lot of produce, various foods from different edges of the Wildverse. You see that there's a couple selling odd and ends. You see a blacksmith has set up like a mobile shop to offer his wares. Basic things. There's also some performers that are kind of walking around playing their music, doing a little bit of juggling.
Do I recognize
say,
these
how-
performers?
You recognize their heraldry, but not the people themselves. They are wearing the masks and the reds of the Juggler's Folk.
I watch, but I do not go near the crowd. I want to watch
Awesome.
the crowd themselves. And do I see like any of their people pickpocketing people?
Make a perception check.
I'm trying to remember. Did we have like a truce of like
I
we're
don't
not
remember.
stopping you as long as you don't try to pickpocket us type thing that we
I
worked out
think
with
that's
them,
kind
or
of
are we
an
just
unspoken thing, because also they gave you the job to do that thing in the town where there's no crime.
yeah.
Right. Yeah. I rolled an 18.
Yeah, they are, as they're moving through the crowds, more unsuspecting, they're kind of lifting coin purses and other such valuables, and maybe they pass by a stall of that's labeled for like a trading company, and they might pocket a few things. They're very much being the Thieves Guild.
It was just like, yeah, I'm gonna not over there. I don't want to cause any issues.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, there it is. Juggler's Folk. There it is. I found it. I was like, I had the notes. I had the notes of the Thieves Guild.
Yeah, are we on positive?
I'm gonna
Neutral?
say I don't think I
Do they hate
remember
us?
which day we ran into
You're
them,
not-
but I know we did.
Yeah, it's not on site, but neutral. It's probably the best
Neutral.
way they put it.
Mhm.
So like if we pass by where we saw that like was kind of dropped off, like respect you and respect to, and we just drop the name of just the leader and just
Yeah.
pass on by.
So you walk by and you name drop.
It's just like respect to you, respect to your guild. Great juggling, amazing. You guys entertaining as always. I'm sure, and then I forget her name. I'm sorry, but like I'm sure that her name is pleased with all of your performances
I can actually pull
and
her name.
everything that you were doing
wouldn't know
here.
it.
Please do, yeah, because we did meet her.
Yeah, you better. Maybe I'm just dumb and I didn't write it down.
So I'm bad at notes because I'm doing a bunch of other things on the back end.
Yeah, no.
So I'm relying on others for notes. I apologize.
I don't
She's
have
just known
those
as the juggler.
notes.
The jugglers. Yeah.
The jugglers. Okay.
She was known as the juggler, and the thieves go to juggler's folk.
Did we?
You kind of walk by and you kind of like do that.
Retroactively make their leader's name Ask Danny. For the jugglers.
No.
Okay. Thank you.
No.
Anyway,
you walk by, you do that up nod, and you kind of mention this, and you can see that the leader of this troop.
Mm-hmm.
The troop, like you can see him looking at you through the eyes of his mask, and he just kind of gives a slight nod. Makes no other interaction as him and his troop continue doing what they're doing.
Cool.
But yeah, so the bazaar is here.
I'd like to check out the blacksmith area. Maybe the clothing, if there's any.
Yeah. So
But we only
you
have
go
an
to the
hour.
blacksmith, and it's ran by a dwarf whose skin has been permanently darkened by years and years of ash and soot. As you kind of approach through the thronging crowd, you get there, and he goes, "One moment, please. One moment, I'll be right with you. Please look at some of the pre-made wares, if you wish." And he goes back, turning to, he's currently sharpening a blade on a wheel.
Looking around. Anything special? Anything to kind of grab an eye or catch an eye?
Make an investigation check.
Plus one. Roll that. That is a 13.
No, nothing else kind of stands out. It's like
Nothing really.
typical blacksmith wares. Medium to heavy armors, various weapons.
Okay. Liking what I'm seeing, but not really doing too much.
Yeah. Eventually, the dwarf finishes his work, kind of quenches the blade once more, and then sets it in the forge, and then approaches you guys. "Hey, I'm going to help you all today."
Do you have anything special or anything nice that you're working on?
Not for this. We keep everything kind of. This is more like an advertising kind of thing for our shop. He points to the sign. And it looks up, and you see it's called the Iron Bee.
Where are you based out of?
We're kind of a mobile shop, but we're trying to make our way to Demeter, the God's Bay. We recently got a contract with one of the Tricordia there, so we're trying to set up shop.
Well, we have a footprint there. So when you're back in Demeter, please. We'll
Yes, I do
peruse
keep an
a
eye
little
out
bit
for
more.
the Iron Bee.
Yes, the Iron Bee. This is all pretty good. I like the basicness of this. But we need things a little bit more specialized.
Of course. I mean, if you're going to be in Dimmer, then I can go right ahead and I could take a special order. I mean, it'll be most likely costly, but if we're going to be operating on the same planet, in the same town, in the same city, then, you can always stop by. Or you can place an order there when we're established.
Let's see what you establish with. Yeah.
He simply gives you a mock salute. Very well. Sounds good. By the way, I didn't catch your name.
I'm Xylar. And then I want to flip him a silver for your time and the information.
He
Thank
takes
you.
the silver. He bites it. He nods. Puts it in his apron. The name's Aldurst. Aldurst Ironfoot.
The pleasure is then.
He gives
you,
you a
Aldurst.
bow, and he goes back to his work.
Does Saber provide like armor and stuff, or do we have to get that ourselves?
They can provide basics, so like nothing special. But if you lose like a set of armor, then you can requisition it. But you would, like,
We also have plenty of gold as a group.
Mm-hmm.
As a group, yeah.
As a group, we have a lot of gold, so like
I
we're
do
good
not
if
have
you
a
want
lot
to
of
buy.
gold.
Do you want armor?
Yes, I have light armor right now, but I have proficiency with medium armor, so that would be really nice.
Let's buy you some
Yeah,
medium armor. How much does that
Mhm.
cost us? Oh wait,
if, I
we
mean,
should
so
look at the inventory stuff.
if you're looking for basic medium armor, Saber Core, excuse me, does provide some basics. Let me pull up the list and I'll let you know. But
Great.
yeah, they do provide basic equipment for their people. Is it in the player's handbook? It would be in the player's handbook, of course. Why would it be in the DMG? God forbid.
Because if I don't have to pay, I don't want to pay.
Yeah. So for the
True.
medium armor, they offer for medium, the basic they offer is a breastplate,
That's nice.
which is 14 plus 2 max dex.
Yes.
Oh damn.
So when we get back to the planet, I can just put in
Yeah,
an order for
you
that.
can go to your handler
Okay.
and put in a requisition request. And
Mhm.
Okay, I'll do that. Okay, great. Good
Alright.
to know.
And just for your guys' reference, if you need basic armor, the Saber Corp provides leather for light, breastplate for medium, and chainmail for heavy. Basic stuff.
Ooh,
I see
I
there's like
can do light,
a
medium, or heavy armor. I think I'm gonna do heavy armor. What kind of
I
a?
see there's
What
like
was
a
it for
jewelry
heavy?
stand at the bazaar.
Well,
Yeah.
there's jewelry, a couple knickknacks.
Can
that
I check
Odin?
this?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm looking stuff up, but I'll
Okay.
tell you
Yeah,
later.
Teo, you can go there.
Teo, go
and-
ahead.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You find a jeweler's typical setup, various rings, amulets, bracelets, earrings, so on and so forth.
Okay.
Um,
I look at the person manning the stand, like who owns the jewelry stand, is like,
Mhm.
do you recognize the work of? Do you recognize the work on this pendant? And I show the pendant I got from my patron.
all right. The gnome kind of. May I? He holds up for the holds a hand out for the pendant.
Mhm.
All right. He takes it. He puts on the jeweler's glasses. Click, 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 and he starts examining it. Let's see if he knows anything. He looks at it. He goes, "Huh. Interesting." He looks up. You wouldn't happen to be a pirate now, would you, son?
No, more of a contract worker, really.
Well, then, it's interesting, because he has the pendant back. That work has some of the markings of ones known as 1,000 Skulls, the dark pirates in worship of a dark god.
Oh. I got this as a gift from someone a long time ago. I just wanted to figure out like where it came from. He said 1,000, the cult of 1,000, the 1,000 skulls.
Yes, I would avoid them. They're them and their Reaver King are very bad, and they all worship a dark god. So if you have that pendant, then who knows? But yes, I'd be very careful with it.
Do you? This might sound uncouth, and you don't have to tell me if you don't want to. But do you know the name of the god they worship?
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. I keep putting my dice away, thinking I'm not going to need to make more rolls, and then I do. That is a 14.
You actually rolled low enough. He looks at you, looks to side, And then he kind of gestures for you to lean him very close.
Mhm.
You did not hear it from me, but they worship the one known as Kraken.
Could you spell that?
Yeah, I put it in chat.
Nice.
Many believe that Kraken is the one elder god who escaped the purge of the current gods. He offers a lot of dark power to those who debase themselves to him. Which the Thousand
Got
Skulls
you.
do in stride. Why you have an amulet of Kraken in your possession, I do not know, but perhaps this friend of yours might not be a friend. I do
I'm
better
s-
keep it hidden.
I'm starting to think that way too. And to think I might buy some raw materials from him for jewelry making.
Yeah. Yeah, you can buy the solder and the metals. Do you want to buy any gems specifically or just the basic materials?
I guess I buy like 4 gems in the colors of like my crew's favorite colors.
Okay. Just the basic cut, or do you just want something more fancy?
I think just basic is fine. I can probably cut it on my own time.
I'd say if you just want like a basic raw gem, it'd be about 15 gold a gem, and the materials altogether would be an additional gold.
Okay, so like 70 gold?
61. If you're doing 4 and then 1.
It'd be 61 gold.
Okay,
and then
yeah,
you'll need to
that's-
spend time to cut the gems yourself.
Yeah,
But
that's
you can buy
fine.
raw gems.
So 61 gold. Move. Okay.
Alright.
And I just nod, put my pendant away underneath my shirt, and walk away.
Good luck, son. Good luck.
Thanks, I probably need it.
All right. Anything else anyone wants to do in the bazaar?
So what
sure.
kind of heavy armor was it again that we could get?
You could requisition chainmail from Saber.
Chainmail. That's what I would like to requisition. I know that's not
Yeah,
like
then you can just talk to your handler, your director when you get back.
okay, so I don't have to do that here. I want to look around to see if there's any like artificers in the area.
Make a investigation check.
And plus 5, 15.
Nice.
You find a stall that has some clockwork automata crawling over it, ran by a goblin. Although this goblin doesn't look like the goblins you just met on the planet. This one is in a suit, has a monocle, looks well clean and put together, and he approaches and goes, "Oh, welcome to my stall. Welcome to Gazwick's Clockwork. How can I help you today?"
Hi, I'm just looking around, seeing if there's anything worth picking up while I'm around here.
Well, what are you looking for? Because that's incredibly vague.
Yes, but I'm more just seeing what you have available. I'm not looking for anything specific at the moment.
Well, I sell clockwork and clockwork accessories.
Clockwork. What kind of clock do you...
Automata. Many automata. I'm trying to... I mean, droids exist and are made by the heavy industries, yada, 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 and can do all these things, but clockwork is an art. It's an art form. It's a collector's piece. It's serves a purpose, but it does so beautifully, and I think bigger companies like... I made the name. You think I'd remember the name of the fucking company I made?
Saber?
No, not
Oh,
Saber.
yeah,
the
yeah,
other,
yeah.
clockwork
The other
one.
clockwork one.
And companies like Bjornic Industries want to just make clunky
mechanical machines do all their work, and they don't put beauty in it. And that's what I'm here to do at Gazer's Clockworks, is make beautiful, functional machinery using clockwork.
I'm in the market for a good timepiece.
His eyes light up.
Then you...
Yeah, I want to buy
my
something from this guy.
Then you, my dear fiery friend, have come to the right stall. And he, give me one moment. He kind of dives under the desk, and you hear the clattering of things. It's an item exactly, I know. Clatter, clatter. You hear he's watching something that kind of pops up in a spring. Ping comes off it. Yeah, well, I'll fix that later. Aha! And he pops up, and he has a pocket watch set on like a thicker brass jewelry chain. He clicks it open, and you see that it's like a typical pocket watch, but you see that numbers are on the teeth of a gear, and it's slowly ticking around. You want a timepiece? You can go no wrong than this. And he hands it over to you.
Ooh. Yes, I want it. I don't even care to look at it. Like, I just
100
want to
gold.
buy something from this guy. 100 gold.
100 gold.
Do I feel like he's trying to take advantage of me?
Make an insight check.
19 plus
He just
2,
wants-
21.
You have a feeling that he's a merchant, and of course he's doing a little bit of an upcharge because he's selling things and he's competing against a larger company.
Yeah, I'll buy it. 100 gold. Why not?
All right. You bought a clockwork amulet.
Amulet.
I put it in the loot channel.
You.
Are there any like clothing or embroidery shops in the pop-up
There's
that we
a
can do for
tailor
a
who's kind of set up shop. Yeah.
mission? Yeah. Go check them out.
You
I would like
arrive-
to commission back the outsider.
Wait, what do you want to commission?
Back patches for the outsiders crew.
Okay. You approach a tailor, and you see that it is a Goliath woman. She's very tall. Like Goliaths you've met have been like kind of bulkier, but she's very slender with like very long limbs and fingers, which is almost perfect for her tailor work. And she turns and she looks, and she's dressed in like a very like slim, form-fitting dress. And she kind of takes the cigarette holder out of her mouth. And what can I do for you, darling?
I have a piece in mind that I would like 5 copies of, if possible, and I want to describe the ship that we're flying with our with the crew and all of that, and then just the word "the outsiders" above it. Describe it in like roughly 5 inches by 3. No, not 5. 6 inches by 8 inches, roughly, and to just say I want this as threaded embroidery, explaining that, and I understand it's going to take some time. I understand it will cost a little bit, but when it's done, I would like to have it dropped off here at the chateau as a gift and all of that fun stuff. Basically, work it out of the describing how it looked.
Oh, you are going to planet Demeter then, with God's Bay. Oh, good. I own a tailor shop there, so you can come pick it up there.
Wonderful.
Oh.
And she kind of holds out her hand.
Lady Ametha, at your service.
Zyler, a pleasure again.
Yes.
And I want to offer her one of my player cards.
What you request is child today. I'll have my apprentices work on when I return to Corp. You can visit there in a week's time.
Wonderful. What may I pay you in advance? For
Advance
materials, of course.
Advance fee of 5 gold.
And How can I out of character? How can I make this more magic? Mental note to me. Thank you.
All right. You pay her the 5 gold. And she takes notes. And you can visit within a week when you return to God's Bay.
Wonderful.
To her shop. She tells you it's a Amethyst Divine Threads. Is the name of the shop.
Amethyst.
All right. Anything else you guys
Does
do in
the
the
market
Astral Bazaar? Sorry, go on.
does the market also have like a stall where they sell like really old books?
Let me see. Unfortunately, no. This bazaar does not have an antique bookseller.
Too bad. Then I'm just gonna go get a churro or something.
You find a churro stand.
Yay!
It is ran.
Ooh, good
It
thing
is
there's a
ran
door
by
with a way.
It's ran by an air ganassi.
Ezreal is gonna eat their churro and complain about the lack of books to the stand owner.
The stand owner is kind of
State.
nods.
It's just the state of like the astral plane. Nobody reads anymore these days. It's just madness. It's how libraries are going extinct. It's not fair.
I agree. I wish I could get some of them lip berries, make my churros better.
Exactly. Sometimes you just gotta stand up for what is right. Books.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Lip berries. Wonder if I can make a compote out of them and put it in a churro.
We need to find this guy's magic berries.
I lost the
New mission: forget the ancient corpse artifacts. We're getting these guys some berries.
Priorities.
Find a mystical lip berry.
The ultimate churro.
Eating this will grant you the power of a god. The primordial churro. Yeah. If there is nothing else you guys wish to do, you guys spend the rest of your time an hour eating food, going about this bazaar. It almost has like a bit of like a festival feel to it, and you have some fun. And you guys
Bring back some souvenirs for the captain and the crew.
bring souvenirs, and overall, outside of the purchases you guys made specifically, I'd say you guys can spend like a gold's worth of everything, the food, trinkets, whatever. And yeah, you return to the ship in time. Siora is already there. You feel that like some of the crewmen have, boxes that they're loading into the longboat. She goes, you arrived back in time. Excellent. I assume you had fun.
Yes, very much so.
Quite pleasant.
As you're loading into the longboat, Siora pulls you aside, Ezreal. And she reaches into her coat and she hands you a leather-bound book. I couldn't help but overhear your ranting to the churro guy. It took a lot of finding,
Books.
but I found a book. And you guys load back into the cannon's cavalcade and take off once more on your journey.
I should have looked
last
for
day of
cigarette.
travel.
Sorry.
What was that?
I should have looked for cigarette.
You kind of like, oh damn, I should look, and then
Every
one of
time.
the crew members kind of holds out a pack towards you.
Also, my offer from my pack as well. Trade 'em.
Oh yeah. All right.
Swap stories as well.
last day encounter is fine. You kind of just see a few more of the denizens of the Wildverse fly by your ship. Nothing too worrisome, especially considering the size of your ship and how well armed it is. It kind of dissuades a lot of things that would be violent and hostile when they have cannons pointed at them. So, but eventually your days of travel end, and once more you see the glittering blue and green ball that is planet Demeter, and once again you fly through into that thick soup of an atmosphere, as if the planet itself is resisting your arrival. But eventually you break through, and you hold in, and you see the heat wave and everything, and then you hit the water, and then you slide into the dock, and Saber Corp crew members. There's the basic workers, but then you see those in like well-dressed suits that have the air of a science team about them, kind of overseeing the offload of the sarcophagus. And among the science team, you see a familiar little halfling. Professor Anders. Right? Yeah,
We have to catch up.
Yeah, you as everything's being offloaded and supplies are being reloaded and everything, she approaches you guys. Well, glad to see you back alive from another mission. And another artifact achieved. Hopefully there were no casualties this time. No madness, no crazy people on the ship.
No, we managed to disarm our fellow quite easily.
Hey.
Zyler just paused
Sorry.
and busts up laughing.
No, you are. I always forget how funny you are, Ezreal, because the
Thank
doctors
you.
around here aren't as funny. But I appreciate you getting this for me. And she kind of like pulls you all closer, and she has a look of concern on her face now. Just so you all are aware, I'm sure you'll be told by your director, your handler, but there's been rumors going around in the Saber Corp compound. Special teams like yours are going missing. Team 2 has been out for a while and has not been heard back. Just recently, the contracted ship returned and it was in poor condition. And it was reported that it was a complete loss of the team. There have been other rumors and reports as well, and I'm sure you'll get a more official one, but I just want you all to be aware and be safe when you're out there. Something is hunting the Saber Corp teams.
Do you know if the other teams were looking for the same items that we are? Same sort of...
She simply just nods. There are 6 special acquisition teams that they're internally called is what you are. All of them are on the same mission of finding these artifacts. These are obviously very dangerous missions. But Team 2 has been killed, basically. And Team 1, supposedly the best team, has gone missing. The rest of the teams have been recalled for the moment, so don't be surprised if you don't have a mission for a week or two, as they are trying to figure out what's going on. But again, you did not hear this from me. You
We
get
haven't heard anything at all?
I'm sure. Exactly. And she kind of like rests a hand on your guys' hand. Just be careful out there. You don't know what these artifacts are fully capable of still. And what people are also looking for them. And then she gives you all kind of like a sad smile, pats you all on your hand, and then walks back to the science team. And you kind of look towards her, and you see Rev is also there, the furball that has been acting as her
bodyguard since the incident, and he just kind of has his arms crossed. He has a big blackened battle axe, that big mask across that hides his missing lips, and he just kind of gives you all a very stoic nod as he watches over Anders and the rest of the team.
I want to call out, when are you both free for drinks?
Swing
by later tonight. Come by our place later tonight.
She gives you a thumbs up. You have a feeling that you look at the science team a little more closely, and despite the fact that they look well put together, they look like they've been run ragged.
Oh.
Whatever they're doing, with whatever the science department has been assigned with.
Well, there's some lovely stories about the town that we just came from that I'd love to share with you later tonight if you have the chance. If not, I can just pass them along for them to be shared with you at another time.
Professor Anders looks towards Rev, and Rev kind of nods. We'll be at your chateau tonight. We'll make time.
Thank you.
I need a stiff drink. We've been worked hard. All right, and with that, you guys are free. Well, not free. Your handler approaches you guys. Good old Director Maddox Ford, this surly, unkempt dwarf, and he looks at all of you over. Well, looks like someone owes me some money now. Come on, get in the carriage. We'll debrief, and then you guys will be free to do whatever you wish.
Climb into the carriage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, leads you to the corporate carriage, the corporate car. And once everyone's loaded in, the carriage sets off on its way, and then he kind of looks at you. He takes out a flask. He takes a swig from it, puts the flask back in. So tell me, how'd the job go?
It
Honestly,
went
pretty
really
good.
smooth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Better than expected.
Good. I like to hear my team coming back after an easy job. It's only
Yes,
gonna get
easy
harder.
job.
He just shrugs when you say that. You're a special acquisitions team.
Easy for what it is.
Exactly.
Do we tell him about the other cult?
Not the
Oh
revivalists.
yeah.
No. We tell them about the
Oh,
goblins,
okay.
but not the revivalists.
Okay.
He hears your report about Belks and the cult of the Broken Fist. He nods. That's about what the scouting report said as well. I'm glad you were able to put a stop to them, as though it's concerning that these artifacts encourage such behavior in groups. A cult is a problem, especially if they get rooted, so it's good that you pulled this one up by its roots before it could get established. But cults surrounding these artifacts is a problem. You'll probably run into them more and more. We've gotten more reports as more scouting teams and more of the other special acquisitions teams who return. That cult behavior has increased, especially when an artifact has been involved. We're not sure for what purpose or what's going on with that, but be careful, because you might run into a cult that's not just simply goblins on a power trip. And it might be a legitimate threat. That being
Yes,
said,
sir.
we've also gotten an official report that Special Acquisitions Team 2 has unfortunately met an untimely end and has been pulled from the roster.
Shocked.
Further details are on a need-to-know basis for you, but from this point forward, you are now Special Acquisitions Team 5 instead of Team 6.
Oh.
And that's all we need to know?
Yeah.
The board has decided that at this time there's no more recruitment of special teams. What we have is what we have. Apparently they're ramping up for something, but I don't know what. You need to know and I need to know, so he shrugs. Also,
Can I insight check that?
Sure.
He's also I know he's a company man.
He is.
That's a 17.
He's irritated when he says that. He's a director. He's a direct handler of a special. He's a special teams director. He handles you guys. But the fact that the board won't tell him beyond the fact that there's a direct threat to the people that he is supposed to oversee annoys him to no end. And the fact that they simply just took the name off the roster and that's it makes it even worse for him.
Okay.
Also, we got reports that Team 1 has gone missing.
But we're not just removing them yet?
No, because they're the best team. There's been no reports on if they've been killed in action or not. So,
Someone going to help them?
he shrugs. No official mandate has been made to send a rescue team to their last position. All I'm saying is if you come across any evidence of them, that please report it to me. And this comes from Whitaker himself, from Charles. Report it to me or him before you report it to the company.
I don't know any
He simply holds a hand up.
what we would even
It's
find out.
anything in relation. Charles believes that there's something else at play here, and he's not sure what. As you already know, that he called me in personally to handle this. And he looks around, and he nods. This is a secondary mission just for your team. And coming directly from Charles himself. Suspect to the other teams. Keep an eye out on the rest of them. He believes there's something else at play here. And your secondary mission is to investigate it. Find out what you can. Report it directly to me or him. And by all means, this conversation did not happen. And if you get caught in this investigation, we cannot help you.
Sure.
And then he nods, and the carriage comes to a stop at your chateau. And lets you out. Compensation for your most recent job will be arriving in the next couple of days. Take this time to relax and be ready for anything that may happen. With that, the carriage turns off, and then Butler meets you all outside with a tray of cold drinks. Masters, you've returned.
Kenneth, how are you?
Order
Is
received.
that again a different name?
Yes.
I didn't
I was
expect
thinking, I don't
Again.
remember.
I
the
was about
last
to give a different
one,
name, so I'm glad you did.
I would like to take the flask and nod, take a sip from it as the door is opening, as the acknowledged and understood,
Right.
and then grab my
As
cold
the
drink
doors-
from Kenneth and pour more of the flask in there.
As you arrive and you enter your chateau, you turn and you look towards the pyramid that is the headquarters of Saber Corp. But no longer it looks glittering and white to you. Now it looks heavy. There's a conspiracy at play, and you have now been inducted into it. And with that, we'll end session.
Ooh.
Oh, also, you guys are
All
level 5.
right.
Level up.
Oh, yay!
Hell yeah!
Level up.
Yes.
Top of
Let's
the
go.
page, my note is the DM is trying to kill us. Bottom of the page, my note is level up.
What's a little threat of death between friends?
But as always, thank you so much for coming, playing. Thank you to the players for playing. Thank you for the watchers for watching. Thank you for the DM for DMing. That was session 11 of Roll of Adventure. And until next time, we'll see what happens more. What conspiracy will be unfolded? Will the White Rose get their revenge? Will Butler develop an identity crisis?
I sure hope so.
As always, I am your Dungeon Master. I am Zalora. You can find me on Twitch at Zalora with 3 A's at the end. We'll pass it on to D.
Hi, I am D. I am D Major Queer everywhere, including on Twitch. Let me just pull that up there. Typing. D
I would
Major Queer
type,
on all
but
socials.
I've got a cat on my keyboard, so I can't type anything, even for you.
Note to self: I will have different nameplates for next time.
Yeah.
We need to really put like stream elements in or something. That's a later problem.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, I'm gonna toss it over to Briston.
Hi, I'm Briston. You can find me on Twitch at Bri510. James?
Hi, I'm James. I'm online at Evil Superpowers. You can find me on Twitch at Roll of Adventure. Josie.
Hi, I'm Josie, and you can find me on here as at MJ Sparkles. You can also find me on TikTok at MJD Sparkles. I'm pretty active on there sometimes.
and as always, do not perceive our cleric unless it's here on Saturdays.
Yes.
That being
All right,
said,
everyone.
thanks, everybody.
Yep. We're now rating out. Thank you so much for coming to the session. We'll see you next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye.